Good day everyone. Today we're going to discuss Quarter 2 Module 5 Solving Joint Variation. So, joint variation. The statement y varies jointly as x and z can be written as y is equals to k times x times a, or k is equals to y over xz, where k is a constant of variation and x and z is not equal to 0. Let's try to translate the following statement into equation where k is a constant of variation. Let's have item 1. M varies jointly as n and p. So, yung unang variable na binanggit ay si m. So, si f po ay i-isolate natin. M is equals to, so we have the word jointly. So, sino join si n and p kay k? So, we're just multiplying k to n and p. K times n times p. So, m varies jointly as n and p is m is equals to k times n times p. Let's have item 2. The volume V of a rectangular prism varies jointly as its length L, width W, and the height H. So, yung unang variable na binanggit ay si V. Isolate natin si V is equals to, we have the word jointly. We just jointly, joint lang natin si length L, si width W, and si height H kay K. So, V is equals to K times L times W times height. Item 3. The area A of a rhombus varies jointly as the length L of its two diagonals, this of 1 and this of 2. So, the first variable na binanggit ay si A. A is equals to K times, since we have the word jointly, we're just multiplying K to L and to the two diagonal, this of 1 and this of 2. K times L times this of 1 times this of 2. Last item. D varies jointly as G and the square of H. So, yung unang variable na binanggit ay si D. So, isolate natin si D. D is equals to, we have the word jointly. So, we're just multiplying K to G and the square of H. So, D is equals to K times G times H squared. Let's have this example. P varies jointly as R and S, and P is equals to 96 when R is 64 and S is equals to 4. Find the constant of variation and the equation of variation. So, dalawa yung pinapahanap sa atin. Number 1 is the constant of variation and number 2 is the equation of the variation. So, para mahanap natin yan, we need to have an equation. So, manggagaling yung equation mula sa first statement natin. So, P varies jointly as R and S. So, yung unang binanggit na variable is si P. So, si P ay i-isolate natin. P is equals to, we have the word jointly. So, you're just multiplying K sa R and sa S. Now, let's use the second statement. Second statement, P is equals to 96 when R is equals to 6 and S is equals to 4. Yung second statement, we use that to find the constant of the variation. So, how to get the constant of variation? Let's use the equation. P is equals to K R S. Then, substitute natin yung value ni P, which is 96, times K is equals to K times the value of R, which is 6, times the value of S, which is 4. So, 96 is equals to K times 6 times 4 is equals to 24. So, our goal is to find the value of K and we need to eliminate 24. So, we need to divide both sides by 24 I mean. So, K24 divided by 24 is K. 96 divided by 24 is equals to 4. Take note, K is equals to 4 is what we call the constant of variation. So, ang kailangan na lang nating hanapin is yung equation of variation. So, paano natin mahanap si equation of variation? So, para mahanap natin yan, kukunin lang natin yung equation, which is P is equals to K RS. And then, we just substitute the value of R, which is 4. So, P is equals to 4 RS is what we call the equation of variation. Let's have another example. M varies jointly as P and the square of Q. If M is 35, when P is 7, and Q is 1, what is the constant of variation and the equation of the variation? So again, dalawa yung pinapahanap sa atin, the constant of variation or K, and the equation of the variation. So to find that, we need to have our equation. So saan manggagaling yung equation natin? Manggagaling yun sa unang statement. So yung unang variable na binanggit ay si M. M is equals to, we have the word jointly as P and the square of Q. So multiply lang natin si K kay P and kay Q, pero si Q ay naka-square. So M varies jointly as P and the square of Q. When we write it into equation, that is M is equals to KP Q square. Now, let's use the second statement to find the value of K. So, if M is equals to 35, when P is equals to 7 and Q is equals to 1, So, take note that the second statement is used to find the constant of variation or CK. So, let's use the equation. M is equals to KPQ squared, where M is 35, times K, times the value of P, which is 7, times the value of Q, which is 1, squared. So, 35 is equals to K times 7, times 1 squared is, if you expand 1 squared, that is 1 times 1. Bakit dalawa? Why is it we have 2, 1? It's because your exponent is 2. So 1 times 1 is still 1. 1 times 7 is still 7. 7 times K is 7K is equals to 35. Now, our goal is to find the value of K. So we need to eliminate 7. So we need to divide both sides by 7. So we have here K is equals to 5. And K is equals to 5 is what we call the constant of variation. Next, what will be the equation of variation? So, ang gagawin mo lang, we just get the equation. M is equals to KPQ squared. And substitute the value of K. We have M is equals to the value of K, which is 5, PQ squared. M is equals to 5 PQ squared is what we call the equation of variation.